Greetings, this is Vane and welcome back to Mordor, the Depths of Dejenol. Now, we've got 12 characters, we only show 11. We've got level 2 mage, we've got Tiax. We have Vane and then we've got Enavad. Yeah. And normally I did apostrophe Vane, but I didn't bother. But in order to break it up, I did go with Enavad. Yeah, we've got a level 6 ninja Watchbag. Watchbag Death Hands. Actually, I might swap that round that way because I want to try and slow down the levels that Darkblade is getting as I try and work towards being a villain. And the sad thing is, what I'm missing the most is that there is a character editor to this, and I used to have it. I don't know where it went. But one way is like, okay, I can give myself the minimum stats to join whatever guild I wanted. And that was a good way to, like, okay, I want to play a wizard. I am going to play as a wizard. Because more often than not, by the time you get to being a wizard, getting what you need to be a wizard, getting all the money and everything else, unless you're stealing from other characters and stuff like that, a lot of the benefits, like the early level benefits, are kind of gone because you've had to be a nomad, or you've had to be this, or you've had to be that, and which I think is disappointing. Of course, it don't matter so much when you're just kind of playing as a character and you go, okay, let's see where we end up, what we're doing, what direction we're going in, that sort of thing. Which happens more often than not with the likes of Vane and Enavad. Term of Agility. Good. We'll sell that. Because once again, the problem with having an all-evil party, and everyone here is evil, is that, sure, you make loads of money selling everything, but it's hard to have stuff to buy because you don't really find it. If everyone's after the same alignment items, then you're kind of gimping yourself compared to experience, and that can be somewhat detrimental. I mean, the other thing I like to do with character generator, the character editor, is that if I died, what I would do, I'd resurrect them for free with automatic success, but leave them where they are. So wherever they died in a dungeon, they could be found. They'll be alive, they're protected. And then you can just start, like, if you come across them, you ask them to join. I found that was amusing. You still get the challenge of what happens when you die in the depths, but you don't get the risk of, okay, you've got a low constitution, therefore that character that you've put all your work into has a chance that they might die and become a cripple, like what's happened to Oro. Ouroboros. Because I mean, if you put a lot of heart and soul into that sort of character, that can be quite demoralising, especially given how fragile characters are at low level. Especially if you're a healer. I mean, where the answer to the guy is like, oh yeah, well, why don't you make a giant? Why don't you make a giant, or why don't you make ogre? And it's like, yeah, but they've only got limited. They've only got limited classes. Which is okay, but you know, you're kind of missing out on a bit there. But still, I mean, you kind of need to have several parties on the go, or several players working on the same thing, simply because it can be hard to be wanting to explore the dungeon and to get everything you need, and to be finding the items that you need to be able to survive those levels in a dungeon. But it's not that much different from most other roguelike with pay it forward mechanics. The point being that you're not so much focused on necessarily on said party that you're running at the time. There might be working to help out later parties, or running to recover weaker party members who died, that sort of thing. Or perhaps you just want a bodyguard and you're just like, okay, you know what? I don't want you to gain any experience, I just want you to be a meat shield. Wow. Such and such does it. Which is also an option. Because if you put them to defend, they're not attacking. And therefore the characters behind can gain experience. I mean, it's a good way for mages, for example, if you decide that, you know what, put your warriors on defend and let the mages level up a bit. Because even then, even if they're not necessarily killing them with spells, they can just kind of whack away with their weapons and still kind of gain some experience on that regard. There we go, Nigentia got still can't afford them. Okay. You got anything that you can actually use? No. But that's fine. like I said, this is very, very old school. Because this is how the early campaigns pretty much used to be, and in the fact of, for example, with Gary Gygax, for example, he used to play how he'd have a dungeon, like a Greyhawk Castle, and it would be shared amongst several parties doing exactly this thing. They'll go down, and then whatever people would brought back, or they'd find, other people would be able to pick up. The changes that were made in the dungeon. And as the parties got lower and lower level in the dungeon, deeper and deeper, it would just add on extra levels. You know, some good initiates hands, okay. Should have enough here in the Gaia gauntlets now, yep. Beginner. Yeah. Cloak of Night. It makes you invisible. Gives you +2 dexterity. And you can cast Summon Shade 5 times. Yeah, okay. Alright. You can see why that is like 8 million. Hey, it's too risky to take the Aboleth with TX. The others could probably handle it, but if the Aboleth hits TX, then he's going down. Drifter. How are you doing? Anything opened up? Nah. Evil Iron Dagger. But we're not using an Evil Iron Dagger. No. Charm Animal. Not that it matters too much. Dragon's Water. back into the dungeon. Oh, that was close. 1 hit point while poisoned. Okay. It's another Tome of Agility that you can use, so you can keep that. Scroll of Spells. To be honest, I mean, that's useful. Again, like most of the potions and stuff, they're useful when you get down to lower levels. I mean, even being on level 2, it becomes inconvenient to run back when you run out of whatever. You know? Not so much. Yeah, not so much when you're on the first level. Not bad. Some iron chainmail. Yeah. And you can't use an iron dagger yet, so... We're not ready to brave the water yet. Not with this party, no. Yeah. Okay. Level 9 must defeat one rowdy. Okay. Level 12. Mage level 4. Gauntlets of Fumbling. Okay, so I am going to leave it here. I will probably do another grind and then we'll kind of see. Like I said, if you've got any sort of ideas of characters you want to see in terms of alignment, class combinations, bearing in mind there are limitations, so it's not like you can have a good thief, for example. But I mean, if it's doable, and I will see about trying to get it, I might be more than willing to create a character and add them to the roster. Named after yourself, so be sure to like, subscribe, share and comment if you want to see how well you do in this dungeon. Bearing on, we're basically just hitting stuff and killing. So yeah, in the meantime, if you like what you're seeing here, be sure to like, subscribe, share and comment. Please consider sponsoring me on Patreon, and until next time, goodbye.